All right, here we are, 5th grade math lesson 6.8, subtraction with renaming. I'm going to try to go through this on a whiteboard, question by question, and you can see my whiteboard side by side with the assignment from class. So here we have enter an estimate, so something close. Round each mixed number, and this is a mixed number where you have a whole number and a fraction in the same number. Round each mixed number to the nearest half in your estimate. So 3.5 minus 2 3/4. Now, first our estimate. 3.5 is already at the nearest half, right? It already says 1/2 in it. But 2 3/4, if I were to take and try to place 2 3/4 on a number line between 2 and 3, and I'm going to divide it into 4 equal parts, this is where 2 3/4 would fall, and it would actually round up to 3. So 3 would be the nearest half, right? Because you would have, the pattern would be a whole number, half number, whole number, half number. So our estimate, and I'm just going to write EST here for estimate, is 3.5 minus 3, because I'm rounding 2 3/4 up to 3. So 3.5 minus 3, look, 3 minus 3, I'm just left with 1/2. So my estimate is 1/2. All right, and I have to type in here 3, 1/2 minus just the whole number 3 equals my estimate, which is the fraction 1/2. Okay? And oops, I'm sorry, my projector was cutting that off. So if that was hard for you to see, I apologize. The half screen was a little wonky. I will make sure I keep an eye on that for next time and keep it in focus. All right, so now we have to find the difference and enter in simplest form. So now I'm just going to erase my estimate since I have it on my screen. And now we have to do the whole thing. What we need is these two denominators to be the same. So I am going to keep just a little list here. I know that 1/2 could also be equivalent to 2/4, right? If I have a little picture here, here's 1/2, right? But if I broke it into fourths, 4 equal parts, then 2/4 would take up the same space. So I'm going to convert 3.5 to, I'm going to draw a little arrow to show that I'm converting it to 3 2/4. I also could know that I need to get to a denominator of 4. So I might do 2 times 2 equals this 4. And whatever you do to the bottom, you do to the top. 1 times 2 equals 2. So my problem now is 3 2/4 minus 2 3/4. Now, I can do 3 minus 2, but I can't subtract 2 minus 3. And when I'm subtracting fractions, I just need them to have the same denominator, and then I can subtract the numerators, the numbers on top. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of rename this mixed number. I could rename 3 as 2 plus 1, right? 2 plus 1 is the same thing as 3. But I'm going to take and rename this 1 as 4/4, because 4/4 is the same thing as 1 whole. If I had a chocolate bar and it had 4 equal pieces and I ate all 4 pieces, I would have eaten 1 whole. So I'm going to take and know that 4/4 can be moved over into 2/4. So now I've got 4/4 plus 2/4 to be a total of 6/4. And I've taken 1 away from the 3, and I'm left with a 2 as my whole number. So I renamed that 3 as 2 4/4. So now it's 2 6/4 minus 2 3/4. So now I can do 2 minus 2 is 0, 6 minus 3 is 3, and my denominator just carries through. So I have my total answer is 3/4. So let's hope that the Think Central gods agree with me. They don't always. Okay, let's go to the next one. On to number 2. Okay, so we've got enter an estimate, round each mixed number to the nearest whole in your estimate. So I've got 6 and 1/9 minus 1 and 5/6. And my estimate, 6 and 1/9, 1/9 is barely anything. If I was on a number line and I'm trying to place 6 and 1/9 between 6 and 7, here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've broken this whole space between 6 and 7 into 9 equal parts. Here is 6 and 1/9. You can just see on the number line it's really close to 6. So my estimate for whether 6 and 1/9 is closer to 6 or closer to 7, my estimate is 6 minus, and keep my estimate there, 6 minus 1 and 5/6. If this was 1 and here's 2, now I'm going to break the space between 1 and 2 up into 6 equal parts. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 equal parts. Here is where 1 and 5/6 would be on that number line, right? So it's much closer to 2 than it is to 1. You can just see that. For me, the number line really helps. So my estimate to the nearest whole number is 6 minus 2, which we know equals 4. Now I have to find the difference and enter it in its simplest form. So I can erase my estimate so it doesn't clutter my space. But what I do need to know is that we have the same denominator, right? Before I can subtract them, I need the same denominator. I like to make a list of my multiples. So 6, 12, 18, 24, and I'm just going to do a few because I'm going to do my 9s. 9, 18, and I see a match. Okay, so 6 times 1, 2, 3 can get me to 18. And so whatever I do to the top, I do to the bottom. 9 times 1, 2. 9 times 2 can get me to 18. So now my problem is 6 and 2/18 minus 1 and 15/18. I've gotten them to the same denominator, but I still can't do 2 minus 15. So I have to kind of break apart my 6 wholes. I'm going to break it apart into 5 plus 1, and I'm going to rename 1 into a fraction that equals 1. 18/18 equals 1. So I'm going to break 6 apart into 5 and 18/18. Okay, anytime you have the numerator is the same number as the denominator, it equals 1 whole. So no longer is it 6 and 2/18. It is 5 and 18, 19, 20. 20/18. Now see, this fraction is now bigger on the top. The numerator is bigger. It's an improper fraction. That's what we call it when the numerator is a bigger number than the denominator. But I can now do 5, take away 1. 5 minus 1 is 4. And you know what? Sorry if that confused you. I'm going to just erase my factors there. 5 minus 1 is 4. 20 minus 15 is 5. And I keep my denominator at 18. Now I can't, this is a prime number, 5 is. I can't divide it. Can't make it any smaller. So I think that's my answer. 4 is my whole number. And I add the fraction on to make the mixed number 5. Whoops. 18. Ooh, this thing central little fraction guy is helpful but pesky. All right. I always feel proud of myself when I get it right the first time, but try not to get too stressed if it's not right the first time, because sometimes it's Think Central's problem and not yours. And you just got to figure out what it wants, right? All right, here we go. Let's enter an estimate. I'm reading up here. Round each mixed number to the nearest half in your estimate. Okay? So there we go. And maybe if you want to see my note. Let's see. All right. I don't know if that helps you to see me. It probably doesn't. It takes up my workspace. Anyways. Hi, guys. You're doing great. All right. So here we go. We're going to enter an estimate and round each mixed number to the nearest half. Okay. So I've got 6 2/3 minus 1 17/18. All right. I'm going to need my estimate to the nearest half. So I'm thinking 6 2/3 is between 6 and 7. And if I can kind of just eyeball it, 6 1/3, 6 2/3, 6 2/3. Here's 6 1/2. It's bigger. I think it's going to actually be 6 1/2. Sometimes you might need to guess a little, but drawing it out, it looks to me like it is closer. I could also see that 6 1/2 is 6 3/6, because 6 1/2 is the same as 6 3/6, and I could convert this 6 2/3 is also 6 4/6. It's closer to 6 1/2 than it is to, or 6 3/6 than it is to 6 6/6, which would be 7. I hope that didn't confuse you, but I think the estimate is going to be 6 1/2. Here's our estimate. Minus, and I'm just going to, these little tiny pieces of an 1/18, they're small. So 1 17/18 is almost to 2. So I think my estimate is 6 1/2 minus 2 wholes. So let's put our estimate in. 6 1/2 minus 2 wholes. So I know 6 1/2 minus 2, 6 1/2, 5 1/2, 4 1/2. It's just 4 1/2. So it's that mixed number, 4 1/2. I've got a whole number and a fraction together. Now I need to find the difference and enter it in its simplest form. So I will erase my estimate since it is held on in Think Central. I need to get these to have the same denominator. And I know when I'm counting by threes, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. If I'm writing out those multiples, I can get to 18 counting by threes. I count by threes 1 time, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? 3 times 6 is 18. So I have to convert this fraction. And I'm going to multiply the top and the bottom by 6. So now this kind of comes down. I'm going to rewrite it. 6 12 over 18 minus 1 17 over 18. Are you already predicting what I'm going to do? If I'm looking at it, I can do 6 minus 1, but I won't be able to do 12 minus 17. So it's almost like I'm regrouping. Well, it is. I'm exactly regrouping. I'm regrouping this 6 into 5 plus 1. And I'm going to call this one whole, I'm going to call it 18/18. Okay? And then I'm going to smack that 18/18 on right here. So I have to do 12 plus 18. 10, 20, and that makes another 10 of 30. So I'm going to have that numerator will be 30 over 18, but I took one away from 6. So my whole number in the mixed number is now 5. So now, can I do this? 5 and 30/18 minus 1 and 17/18. I can. 5 minus 1 is 4, right? And 30 minus 17. Kind of tricky for me to do in my head. I do have to regroup. Okay. And so my numerator is 13. And my denominator stays the same. So my exact answer is 4 and 13/18. And I cannot, this is a prime number, 13. I can't do anything with it, right? I can't break it in half. It's not an even number. So I think my answer is 4 and 13/18. Let's see if the Think Central gods agree. I never quite know for sure. All right. Here we are, number 4. All right, I'm going to have you guys pause the video on this one and try it on your own. Enter an estimate, round each mixed number to the nearest half in your estimate. So 9 3/7 minus 3 1/2. Pause and try the estimate on your own, and then come back and we'll solve it together, okay? So 9 3/7 minus 3 1/2 equals, and so that is already, I know that. And now I need 9 So I think it's going to be, oh no, is it to the nearest half? It'll be to 9 1/2. Whoop. Okay, so we're going to the nearest half. All right, I got a little sketchy there. I think it's 9 1/2 minus 3 1/2 will just be 6. So let's try it. 9 1/2 minus 3 1/2 equals 6. And then we need to solve it. All right. So I need the same denominator. I think I'm just going to have to pick 14. Right? So if I've got my sevenths on this side, I'm going to multiply it by 2. On this side, I'm going to multiply the 2 by 7, and that'll get me pretty close. So now my problem kind of converts to 9 and 6/14 minus 3 and 7/14. I can't do the 6 minus 7. I want you to pause it here and see if you can do the regrouping, right? All right, so I've got 8 and 20/14 minus 3 and 7/14. 8 minus 3 is 5. 20 minus 7 is 13/14. Those are just one little piece away. Even number, odd number. I can't reduce that anymore. That is it. So I'm going to put my answer as 5 and 13/14. Okay, check my answer. Oh, phew. Okay. Let's go to number 4. Find the difference and enter it in the simplest form. So I don't have to do any estimating on this one, right? But I can regroup this if I want. 2 and a 2/2, right? 2 plus 1 whole, or 2 plus 2 halves. So I could turn it into 2 and 2/2 minus 1 and 1/2, because 2 and 2 halves is the same amount as 3 wholes. So for me, 2 minus 1 is 1, 2 minus 1 is 1, and I keep my denominator. For me, that was the easiest way. So I think, those autofills I don't know why they do that. They always get tricky for me. How about you? All right, let's try number 6. We don't have to regroup. We just have to find the, I keep saying regroup. We don't have to find the estimate. So 7 and 1, 6 minus 2 and 5/9. We do still need the same denominator, right? I'm going to do my multiples of each. 6, 12, 18. Oh, wait, I know that 9 and 9 times 2 is 18. So 18 is the common denominator. So 6 times 1, 2, 3. 6 times 3 gives me 18. Whatever I do to the bottom, I'm going to do the top. Okay, so now my new problem is going to be 7 and 3/18 minus 2 and 10/18. I'm going to just erase this extra business because it looks a little visually cluttered. Okay, so I can't do 3 minus 10. So I'm going to regroup this into 6 plus 18 over 18, which equals 1 whole, right? 6 plus 1 is 7. 6 plus 18/18 is 7. So 18, 19, 20, 21. So my new numerator will be 21 when I rename this mixed number. And I won't have 7 wholes. I will have 6 because I broke it apart, right, into 6 wholes and 1 whole. So now I can do 6 minus 2 equals 4. 21 take away 10 is 11 over 18. So let's see if Think Central agrees that our answer in simplest form, and 11 is a prime number, so I can't reduce that at all, right? I can't divide it in half, so that's why I'm leaving it to be in simplest form. Okay, here we go. Let's try number 7. We're in the home stretch, guys. I know, these are long. Lots of steps to these problems. Find the difference and enter it in its simplest form. 11 and 1/9 minus 9 and 7/8. All right. I need to figure out what my common denominator is. 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, reverse 54, 63, 72, 81, 90. Okay, I'm going to stop there. And I've got 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, with 40 down here and a 40 up there. 48, 56, 64, 72. Oh man, it really was pretty far down. So 9 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9 times 8. And 8 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 8 times 9. Really just multiplying by the other denominator, right? I just wanted to make sure. And of course, the better we know our multiplication facts and the more familiar we are with those facts, the faster this process goes. So now I've got 11. I'm going to kind of convert this. 11 and 8 over 72 minus 9 and 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49, 56, 63. Okay, 63. 63. 72. Whew. Okay, this one's going to get a little hairy because look, I can't do 8 minus 63, so I have to break this apart into 10 plus 1. But this time, my 1 will be the fraction 72 over 72. Hoy! So I have to take this 72 and add this 8 to it. Oh, well that makes a 10. All right, so I'm just going to have my new numerator here will be 80, right? And I don't have 11 anymore. I only have the 10 because I broke off one whole. So now my problem is 10 and 80 70 seconds minus 9 and 63 70 seconds. 10 minus 9 is 1. 80 minus 63. I don't trust my brain yet. Not on video. So I'm going to put it there. So my numerator is 17, which is not an even number. I can't divide. So I think my answer is 1 and 17 70 seconds. 1, 17, 70 seconds. Okay. Yay! All right. 8, 9, 10. 3 more problems. Here we go. Let's find the difference and enter it in simplest form. All right. 8 and 2/7 minus 6 and 5/8. Okay. Ooh, these are really close. I think I'm going to just start off this way. Multiply the 7ths by 8 and multiply the 8ths by 7ths. All right? So I'm going to have 8 and 16. Oh, yeah. 5, 6, 7, 8. 56 is 7 times 8. So 8 and 16, 56 minus 6 and 5 times 7 is 35 over, if 7 times 8 is 56, 8 times 7 is, you got it, 56. So it's just the renaming or the regrouping. So instead of 8, I'm going to have 7 plus 1, which I know is 56 over 56. Right? So I have to add 16 to 56 to get my new fraction, my new numerator. Oh my. Okay, so 72 is my new numerator, and I don't have 8 wholes anymore. I'm just going to have that 7. Okay, so 7 and 72 over 56 minus 6 and 35 over 56. So I'm going to do my subtraction. The 7 minus 6 over here, sorry, that's easy, that's 1. But my 72 minus 35, I'm going to have to regroup. All right, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, no, not 8, 7. I always get this one wrong. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, 7. 6 minus 3 is 3. So 1 and 37 over 56. All right. Okay, let's give it a go. 1, the fraction, 37 over 56. Okay, phew. All right, here we go. 2 word problems, and then we're home free. All right. 3 commercials are played in a row between songs on the radio. The 3 commercials fill exactly 3 minutes of time. The first commercial, so I've got to think of, I've got 3 minutes. I'm going to use a little bar model. Okay, 3 minutes. The first commercial uses 1/1/5 minutes. 1/1/5. That's sloppy. 1 1/5 minutes. The second uses 3/4 of a minute. How long is the third commercial? So I do need to first know that 1 1/5 plus 3/4, I have to add those together. I do need a common denominator. So I'm going to multiply, right? I'm going to use 20 as my common denominator. So 1 and 4/20 plus 15/20 equals 1 and 19/20. Ooh, okay, we got that. So these 2 equal 1 and 19/20. But I need to know what's missing. So if I know 1 and 19/20, then I know that these 2 parts equal 1 and 19/20. Then it's really 1 and 19/20 plus something. equals 3. So I'm going to take 3 minus 1 and 19/20. Does that make sense? I've got this unknown here. Okay, so I have to rename this 3. I'm going to rename it 2, and I know my denominator will be 20. So 2 plus 20/20 would equal 3. So here we go. I'm going to just leave that down there. 2 and 20, 20th, 1 minus 1 and 19/20. 2 minus 1 is 1. 20 minus 19 is 1/20. So I think that third commercial is 1 and 1/20 of a minute long. Phew. For me, drawing a picture really helps. And our last question. Oh, a table. Lovely. So let's take a look at what information they're giving us and what information we have to find out. It says 4 students made videos for an art project. The table shows the length of each video. For each pair of videos, enter the correct difference between their times. Video 1 and 3 have a difference of blank hours between their times. So the difference between video 1 and video 3. Video 1 is 4 and 5/8. And video 3 is 2 and 2/3. Right? I'm going to need a common denominator. I'm going to just multiply by the opposite one, and I know this is going to give me 4 and 15/24 minus 2 and 16/24. I just have to regroup. This is going to be 3 and 24/24. So 24 plus 15 is 39. It's my new numerator. And this new whole number will just be 3. Okay? So now 3 and 39/24 minus 2 and 16/24 equals 3 minus 2 is 1. 39 minus 16 is 23, and the denominator stays the same. So this difference is 1, and the fraction 23/24. Okay, they snuck in 2 more problems. So let's do the next one. For video 2 and 3, they have a difference of. So video 2 is 4 and 3/5. Boy, they are giving us a lot of practice. Video 3 is 2 and 2/3. Okay, so I'm going to multiply by the opposite, and my denominator, my common denominator, is going to be 15, right? So 4 and 9/15 minus 2 and 30/15. I can't do 9 minus 30, so I have to regroup this one. So it's really going to be 3 plus 15/15 plus the 9/15. So 9, so this will be 24/15. What? Oh, what did I do? Do you see my error? Oh, I see my error. I think I can keep this, but I made a mistake here. I did 2 times 15. Yikes! It should just be 2 times 5. It's really good to try to catch your errors. So I didn't actually have to regroup that, did I? Or did I? No, I did. I'm going to keep it that way. Yep. And so my whole number here is 3. 3 and 24/15 minus 2 and 10/15 equals 3 minus 2 is 1. 24 minus 10 is 14. So 1 and 14/15. These fractions are a mouthful. Okay. All right, and now the difference between video 2 and video 4. So video 2 is 4 and 3/5. minus video 4, which is 2 1/5. Oh my gosh. How nice is this? Do you see? Do you see how nice this is? I can do 4 minus 2 is 2. They already have the same denominator. So 3 minus 1 is 2. The denominator stays the same. 2 2/5. Oh, that was a welcomed break from the multi-step problems that we have been saddled with. Okay. Last moment of truth. Let's see how we did. Yay. All right. You guys have done amazing. Good job. That was long. Give yourself a high five. Give yourself a pat on the back. Kiss your brain. And go take a break.